Welcome along to the 2017 Formula One World Championship. Melbourne looks an absolute picture today, and they're still working on that Red Bull car to try and get it fixed. He broke down on his way to the grid. I keep my fingers crossed that he will rejoin the rest of the pack and will get going at some stage. We have 5 lights on ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets away very well indeed. Sebastian Vettel has to cover off Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen's already challenging Kimi Räikkönen into turn 1. The first two, so Hamilton and Vettel go through unscathed. Then comes Bottas and Räikkönen just ahead of Verstappen. A bit clumsy, it looked like Verstappen Van Dorn towards the rear there in the McLaren. But Hamilton into turn 3 we go now. Felipe Massa challenging on Max Verstappen, and it looks like as well that places have been lost for Romain Grosjean, and going off the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson and Kevin Magnussen in the Haas down at turn 3.
Yeah, that looked a really clumsy incident down there and quite unnecessary. We'll have to have a look and see how it unfolded, but very clumsy. It was on pretty much in the middle of the corner, even slightly towards the exit. He's turning, left him space. He caught the curb, you see, and just lost the steering out of his hand almost. So that's entirely down to Magnussen.
Here's the start once again, Martin, and Hamilton getting a perfect getaway.
He did, and so did Verstappen. The Ferraris were actually a bit steady. Vettel recovered it down into turn 1. And how well behaved was everybody? Somehow, they didn't run into each other. No flying front wings.
Out comes Daniel Ricciardo, Ted Kravitz.
Does, and I thought he might put the soft tyres on and just go for it for a long strategy, but no, it's the ultra soft tyres. 2 laps down now, Crofty. He's got some overtaking to do.
Hamilton for the second time, once before the race, once with the race underway, reporting that he's struggling for grip.
Surprised he gave that away, frankly.
Huge plumes of smoke now coming from the rear of that Haas. Now, this is a real shame for Grosjean. His race is over and he was looking forward to a really good points haul. Hamilton pits first.
It's the soft tyre for Mercedes, so it's starting to cool off down here. I can feel it. Nice stop for Mercedes at 3.3 seconds.
We've not heard a single Ferrari team radio saying that they're having problems with their tyres, and he's now got lots of clear air ahead of him to put his foot down as he puts in a 35 seconds exactly for the final sector. Interesting, Martin, because that's the best final sector time we've had. Hamilton, even with DRS, not able to get alongside.
Yeah, because Verstappen's in the 29s. If he stays in the 29s, no wonder it's race critical, Vettel will be ahead of him in 2 laps.
And if you are Max Verstappen, you're going to keep going long because you don't want the leaders to get too far ahead anyway. You know that you're going to have to pit soon. Sebastian Vettel comes in to stop now. Lewis Hamilton is at the penultimate corner behind Max Verstappen. He's now coming round the final corner, Lewis Hamilton, and there you can see him in the background. So Kimi Räikkönen goes through. Sebastian Vettel's going to come out, and guess what? Sebastian Vettel now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton behind Verstappen, and we've got Vettel, Verstappen, Hamilton, and this the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th, but could well be the battle for the win.
But what's Verstappen going to try and do? Is he going to try and go around the outside? He's got his wheels on the dirt, gets away with it. How frustrated will Hamilton be now?
We're thinking B now, thinking plan B.
2 stop.
Could he go that much faster and make up the 22 seconds he'd lose for stopping again? No, there is a Red Bull.
Danny Rick,
looks like Danny Rick.
Okay, Daniel, P0. Sorry, mate, I was done.
Not a great start to the season, great home race, or feeling inside Daniel Ricciardo's head at the moment. So, what's the lead out in front? 9.2 seconds. More importantly, what's the gap between Hamilton and Bottas? It's now 2.4 seconds.
3 different chassis, 3 different engines. Don't get around there, son.
And he might lose a bit of front wing as well. But now he's right on Alonso's tail, isn't he? And surely with DRS, this is the chance for Esteban Ocon to get into the points. Hulkenberg is there as well. Ocon does manage to get into 10th place. Hulkenberg might snatch it off him, no. Ocon gets into turn one just ahead of the Renault. Fernando Alonso might just fight back here because Hulkenberg was definitely compromised by that attack on Esteban Ocon.
There's something wrong with the car. It's pulling to the left. Something on the suspension maybe.
Sadly, the orange car peeled off into the pit lane and he is out of this race. It's just a few more corners to go for the man who had 2 winless seasons in the last 3 years in Formula One, the man who was frustrated last season, the man who can see the crowd now rise to acclaim him, because Sebastian Vettel starts off 2017 by winning the Australian Grand Prix. Ferrari on top, down under, and there was no golden touch for the Silver Arrows today. Lewis Hamilton comes home to claim second place ahead of his teammate Valtteri Bottas, who picks up his 10th career podium finish.
Forza Ferrari ragazzi, grazie a tutti, grazie, grande lavoro, grande macchina, con calma, grazie.
Sebastian Vettel wins from Hamilton and Bottas. His teammate Kimi Raikkonen comes home to take 4th place after Raikkonen Max Verstappen in the only Red Bull that finished this race. Felipe Massa finished 6th for Williams on his return to the sport after his retirement last year. But it's a double point scoring finish, not just for the Toro Rossos of Sainz and Kvyat in 8th and 9th, but the Force Indias as well. Maximum points. It's lights out and away we go. The Mercedes get away very well indeed, tentative from Carlos Sainz, but Hamilton goes into the lead. Now we're looking to Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. Vettel gets into the first turn just ahead of the Mercedes. It's Hamilton who leads from Vettel. Ricciardo pressurizes Kimi Raikkonen as well, and Sebastian Vettel just eases ahead of Valtteri Bottas and then almost takes out Kimi Raikkonen, who loses a place to Daniel Ricciardo. Is the Williams of Lance Stroll going off and onto the gravel?
Right rear damage as well, right rear tyre.
And Lance Stroll is finally allowed to get out of his Williams car. His race is done. And the virtual safety car is coming out.
Yeah, it has to be. The car's in it's in the firing line if you go off in that corner.
And as you can see, that wasn't his fault.
Fair old thump there, didn't he?
Got hit. Out of the race.
Sebastian Vettel pits for the soft tyres, the dry, soft tyres. So organised chaos here in the pit.
Let's see a replay of the start here. No action warranted, as you say, for Sebastian Vettel, Martin. He is now down in 6th place and has lost out hugely in these opening exchanges. Max Verstappen from the start.
He's had no revs on there. It's like a video game, isn't it?
Yeah.
To get out of the throttle, well, he momentarily couldn't see where he was going.
Oh, and there is a major incident once again involving Antonio Giovinazzi, who crashed in qualifying, and he has crashed quite heavily on lap 4 of this Chinese Grand Prix. The safety car will now be deployed, a huge amount of debris over the track, and Giovinazzi has had a weekend in Shanghai to forget.
It's turned out to be rather expensive, hasn't he?
And as soon as he put his foot down, Martin, you got the feeling he was a bit of a passenger.
Still can't get a feel for which is the right tyre. And Ricciardo then is going to change.
So they're taking those inters off, Ted. He's gone down to 12th place, Paul, Valtteri Bottas. So from running right up at the sharp end, that moment where he's gone off the track has cost him a huge amount of places.
Green flag.
So the safety car will peel off into the pits, and now we'll see if those tyres are up to temperature, and we'll see what the drivers can do. Massive roar from the crowd as we get racing again. Hamilton heads down towards turn 1 ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen and Max Verstappen. 2 Red Bulls now in the top 4. Sebastian Vettel is 5th after starting on the front row. Then comes Fernando Alonso from McLaren. Behind him comes Carlos Sainz, Danny Kvyat, and then Felipe Massa under pressure. As down the inside goes Sergio Perez. Bold move from the Mexican, and it hasn't quite come off, because Massa has the better line going through turn 2. Now Perez will fight him back again, and the place switched and then switched again as Sergio Perez moves that Force India up into 9th place and ahead of Felipe Massa, and now he can get off to Danny Kvyat, and he got a great exit, didn't he, out of turn 4. Perez is away and now up to 8.
Super impressed with Perez there. as Verstappen then goes around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen. Here he's on the march again. The vortices boiling off the rear
There
wing.
goes Verstappen down the inside on Daniel Ricciardo into turn 6. He's made up yet another place. And that is the Toro Rosso. And Danny Kvyat, it looks like he's parked up, and that's Sebastian Vettel going down the inside of Kimi Räikkönen, pulling off a move at turn 6. So let's have a look at it now on the approach down to turn 6. Well, the door was open from Kimi Räikkönen, but he almost didn't realise Seb was coming. Vettel just will hope now to slot behind him, try and pick up a bit of a toe, try and slipstream at the Red Bull if he possibly can, and make his move on his former teammate down towards turn 6. This time he's going to go round the outside. He went down the inside of Kimi Räikkönen, went round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo fights back, but has Sebastian Vettel got just far enough ahead? Yes, he has. They touched as they went through turn 7, but not enough to put either driver off, and Sebastian Vettel pulls off a super move there on his former teammate. Vettel locked up, but right here they gave each other absolutely no quarter. Banged wheels there, but it was fair and it was glorious. And we'll see the Ferrari gaining on the Red Bull.
Oh, that's awful for that left front. That's a big problem.
And that's an even bigger problem. Sebastian Vettel goes past Max Verstappen.
Drive shaft problem, he said, so these things won't go very far if you've broken a drive shaft.
Official pit stop. And what is his time through the pits, because the safety car led him through there a little earlier. Into turn 1 we go now. Daniel Ricciardo swoops round the right-hander, still behind his teammate. We're on the penultimate lap of this Chinese Grand Prix. Hamilton leads Vettel, leads Verstappen, leads Ricciardo, and Kimi Räikkönen is 4 seconds and gaining fast away from these pair in 5th place. Verstappen still ahead of Ricciardo. Nobody's been ahead of Lewis Hamilton today. Hamilton takes the checkered flag and wins the Chinese Grand Prix. And it's all square at the top of the Drivers' Championship as Sebastian Vettel comes home for 2nd place. Verstappen's looking for his teammate, Daniel Ricciardo. Can Ricciardo afford one late lunch? Down the inside, he thought about it, and then he locked up. Verstappen 3rd, Ricciardo 4th, and Kimi Räikkönen comes home to take 5th place just ahead of Valtteri Bottas. In 6th, the Mercedes move ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship as a result of that too. What a dramatic end to a dramatic Grand Prix. And a winning trophy to put on the cabinets in Monaco or in Brackley, wherever the winning trophy might go.